a jolly good morning to you from a rather overcast and drizzly Costa del Sol in Spain. Yeah, the rain in Spain stays mainly, well, today on the coast, which is exactly where I am. I am, technically speaking, in Torremolinos. In fact, Torremolinos itself, the town, the old town area, and the main area that is often referred to as Torremolinos. It's over in that direction, up on the hill. I'm down by the beach, which is just there. The Mediterranean Sea looking a little grey this morning. I'm sure the sun will come out later. The forecast for today is 14, 15 Celsius now at 9 o'clock in the morning, going up to about 20 in the middle of the day. That's of course when the rain clouds move out the way. So we'll see how we go. I'm going to take a walk from down here on the beach, all along the coastal path, promenade, whatever you want to call it, in the direction of Fuengirola. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether I'll make Fuengirola because it is a fair trek from here, and if the weather deteriorates and it requires me to pop in a few cafes, it might slow me down, of course. So we'll see how we go. Just for those of you that know the area will know that, excuse me, Malaga is back in that direction, as is Malaga Airport, which isn't very far away. The nearest train station from here is La Colina, and the next one after that, just over there up in the town itself of Torremolinos, is Torremolinos station. If I was getting on the train, I could get on the train all the way to Fuengirola from one of those stations. I dare say I'll be coming back on the train later on. So let's set off. It's a great part of Spain. It's the deep south of the mainland, and the weather here ranges from mild and pleasant, a bit like today. Bear in mind it's early spring, very early spring, and you know, even in January and December here you can get on the beach and sit in the sunshine fairly happily, albeit of course the days will be a little bit shorter than if you come in the summer. And of course it ranges up to scorching hot in the summer months, tempered of course by the fact we are by the coast, and coastal breezes keep things a little cooler. If you go inland up to the major cities in this part of Spain, such as Seville, Granada, and even as far north as Cordoba, which is about an hour away on the train from here, it gets to absolutely monumentally hot temperatures in summer and somewhat chillier in winter. That's a brief rundown on the climate. Crazy people like me who have come from the colder north are walking around in, I've got a light sweatshirt on today which can come off later on, shorts, and of course locals will be wearing all their winter gear, hats and coats and everything, despite the fact it's in the teens temperature wise. Doesn't look particularly warm today, but actually it's very pleasant for a walk, and if the rain stays off this should be a lovely stroll along the front. Plenty of apartments and cafes and hotels. Big hotel just back there, Rio Costa del Sol I think it was called, and still fairly early, so some of these cafes and shops are not open yet, and I should think some of them are seasonal, as it is pretty off season at the moment. There's no school holidays on the go that I'm aware of, at least. We're between the winter breaks and the Easter breaks of schools in different parts of Europe, so it tends to be families with very young children who don't go to school yet, and old people like me. And why not? I have to say, this path we're walking on, which is very nice, ideal for such a place, with just a little light sprinkling of water on it, becomes extremely slippy. I can feel my feet sliding underneath. It's almost like it's got ice on it. So if you're slightly less than agile and mobile, you might want to just take a little care if you're walking along here when it's wet. Of course, it doesn't get wet here very often, so probably not an issue. During my short visit to the Costa del Sol, I shall be doing one or two other videos. Not actually decided properly which I'm going to do yet. May go to Gibraltar. Almost certainly will go to Malaga. In fact, I definitely will go to Malaga. I'll probably do a little walk around in Torremolinos itself, the actual old town and the main area of the city that most people, town that most people know. This is the slightly more laid back part of Torremolinos down by the beach. And it's worth mentioning, if you do come to Torremolinos, if you're right bang, smack bang in the party part of town, if you like, you've got quite a steep walk to get down to the coast itself. I seem to remember there was some kind of lift or something. It's a long time since I've actually been up there, but I'll check that out on another video. For me, down here is the best place to be, and then go there, get an Uber or walk up there in the evening if that's the sort of thing you want. As you can see this morning, the beach is deserted. Lovely sandy beach down here though. I'm not going to walk actually on it today because I don't know, I always seem to manage to flick a lot of sand into my shoes, and if I'm walking a distance that can start to get a bit uncomfortable after a while. So I'll finish my walk, come back down here, back to this part on the train later on, and probably take a wander down to the beach and chill out then. I shall continue along the ice rink for now. What you tend to find with places such as Torremolinos, Costa del Sol, because they're very much open for business year round, this time of year it is off season. It is fairly quiet, not too many families, so a lot of the family orientated facilities are just simply closed down. There's not too many 60, 70 year olds want to go on trampolines on the beach. I'm sure there are some, but this one doesn't want to do that. And you also find a lot of kind of renovation work going on, repairs, smartening up for the summer season, when of course it will be a lot busier. And so you have to bear that in mind. The hotels tend to run, so again, a lot of the facilities that are specifically for children probably won't operate, children's clubs, such like. If they've got no children there's not really much point. The activities going on at the various hotels will cater for the age group that they have around, so bear that in mind also. I would imagine up in the town there of Torremolinos in particular, things like the nightclubs, I should imagine some don't open at all this time of year, and the ones that do will be weekends only and frequented predominantly by locals, I would have thought. I don't honestly know, I'm a little bit past going to nightclubs, but that's how it is. However, on the upside, it's lovely and quiet, it's peaceful, you're not having to queue up for hours for everything, and if you get a nice day, the weather down here is absolutely fantastic. Let's take a look at that actually. I love these sand carvings. Someone has put a lot of work and effort into that. Usually there'd be the guy there that's done it, saying hello to everybody, and it's an official sand sculpture area. So he hasn't just randomly come along and done it. Presumably you need some sort of permission or book your spot there to do it. A bit like the buskers on the London Underground. And that's a good idea. And I'm all for that, because these things then are kept an eye on, they're regulated, and the cowboys will get sent on their way fairly soon. There'll be some rules and regulations relating to it all, which usually means that the scammers and the tricksters soon get sent on their way, which is a good thing, of course. Hotel Tarret, is that Tarret? Hotel rings a bell to me from, I don't think I've stayed. Tahiti, wow. Tahiti, no, it doesn't ring a bell. And Hotel Isabel there. Those of you that know the area, you will, some of you watching perhaps have stayed there. It says it's a 4-star hotel. And very close to this fabulous beach. Just shows how few people are around at the moment. There's the marks on the beach where they get the tractor along just to flatten it all out, smooth it all out, pick up cigarette butts and that kind of thing that's got mixed up in the sand. And you can still see those there with just 1 or 2 footprints. €8 for a breakfast. It says the big veggie, but yet the drawing's got eggs, bacon, sausage on it. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something with the sign there, but that's not veggie in my book. But I guess €8 is a reasonable deal. Playa Poseidon. Nice statue there on the roundabout. They do nice roundabouts in Spain. No old tin cans, bottles and half a tyre stuck on there that no one's bothered about. All for sponsored traffic islands where the sponsorer, the person that does, the company that sponsors it, keeps it nice and tidy and goes along and cleans it every now and then, rather than just pops in a few quid to the local council, sticks up a sign and then just leaves it to look awful. There's kind of Torremolinos up on the hill there. Not quite parallel with the old town yet, it's just a little bit further along yet. But as you can see, the nearer we get to that kind of intersection where you would take a right up into the old town, the nearer, the more stuff there is. And it's really starting to rain quite hard now. Seriously considering getting my waterproof Mac out. Oh yeah, it's starting to chuck down now. Starting to see a few people run for cover in cafes and bars. Might do the same myself up here. I've not really gone that far yet. I was hoping to get a couple of kilometres or miles under my belt before I took a break. I might have to do it sooner. A lot of these places, it's still early for a lot of these, of course. It's only just about 9 o'clock in the morning now, so even if they are planning to open at this time of year, it's probably still too early for them. It's definitely too early for paella for me, although I do love it, paella. The ones on the seafront are like, I'm sure the locals will tell you that you're probably better off finding some little place back up in the town, but local recommendations for these things are always a good thing. Yeah, it's actually pouring down now. It's coming up to Apartamentos Bajondio. And there's a Burger King. Shan't be needing any of those. I'm surprised things like Burger King and McDonald's and the various pizza chains even have a chance in places like Spain and Italy and so on, because the food's so great. I can't understand why you would want to eat that really when there's far superior options to be had. It's probably a price thing. The probably relatively cheap compared with other restaurants. Yeah, there's kind of steep hill up into Torremolinos there itself. I keep saying Torremolinos like it's a different place. We're in Torremolinos, so I'm really referring to the kind of old town area, really. Los Pescadores Playa, is that the fisherman's beach? With my rudimentary knowledge of Spanish. And we've got a restaurant here. Años, 58 years. I'm presuming this place has been here, so that's a testament to its longevity, and presumably it's a good one. Otherwise it would have been shut down and something else would have been put here. She's brave. It's not quite warm enough for that kind of behaviour. Two persons, €46. Yeah, seems to have a nice choice of fish, mostly, dishes. So we've just got as far as the Melia Costa del Sol Hotel. 4-star, I think, but possibly 5. They're usually very nice hotels, Melia. And if you take a right turn anywhere here and start walking upwards, you'll come to the old town and main part of Torremolinos, right up there. And if you walk down from there, straight down, shortest route to the beach, this is roughly where you'll come out. I've not seen anything advertising a little lift or was it funicular? My memory is failing me with that one, but I seem to remember coming down on something from up there once before, a very long time ago. Maybe that's disappeared now. And, the cost in it's so long ago we had pesetas still, not euros. So these things probably have changed. Not many in the sea today. Amelia Conference Centre. The few places along the front here where the beach actually disappears completely. There's kind of a rocky headland there that's been shored up with lots of big rocks to make sure these winter storms or so on don't wash the promenade away. Yeah, you're hard pushed to find an area along this coast where there isn't a sandy beach. Incidentally, this obviously it's very early spring. You've got to expect a bit of rain from time to time. But if you're planning a trip here, I'd say 9 months of the year you'd be unlucky to get any rain. It's still, even so, when there's frost and cold winds blowing up north down here, it's despite the fact most of the locals seem to be wrapped up as though they've gone to the North Pole, it is still very pleasant temperatures. and the rest they say is history. I have to say, the sea views from those apartments or hotel rooms up there will be spectacular. And positives to that, just being there, of course, with there being no beach, there's less likelihood of being any vast amounts of noise. I can't imagine it's noisy along this section. I have to say the flooring in this part, now they've put the bricks down, is a lot less slippy, So once you've gone round that headland and you come out to play a Rincon, I think it is. Play a Rincon, yeah. I like this part actually. Just once you've got past that area where everyone comes down from the town, just along this section, it's got a nice vibe to it. Back to the slippy tiles again though, when they're wet. As I say, won't be wet very often though. It's nice along here, especially in summer when all these cafes and bars are open, and nice low-rise apartments as well, which gives it that more of a sort of a holiday feel, I think, when it's like that. More laid-back feel. Benalmadena really is the next main place we'll come to along here. And I saw a big wheel, Ferris wheel ahead. I'm presuming it's there. Never recall that ever before. Or indeed anything else that goes with the Ferris wheel that may be there, but we'll find out in good time. Quite a few cafes along here are actually open. Some doing a reasonable trade as well. So continuing to brave this rain. It's not cold, it's not unpleasant walking in it, to be fair. I might have to sit down and have a coffee in a little while. Spain is just not designed for rain. That is absolutely treacherous. That reminds me of back in the UK when you get those days when it snows, then freezes over, turns into a glacier, then just starts to melt a little bit in the sunshine, and it's just got water sat on the top of it. That's what that's like. This isn't quite so bad, just along the actual proper walkway. Forecast sort of said light showers. This is steady rain, and as I say, it's I actually quite enjoy walking in the rain as long as you've got the right gear on for the conditions. Aleop's closed, and poor old Aleop cow is indoors. One of the most curious shops I've ever been in, that. So it was a right funny array of different things. If you go in, if you have a list of 5 things you need, you'll probably find at least one of them in there, but not the other 4. It's one of those sorts of shops, but you'll come out with 4 things that you didn't know you needed. Nice looking pastries on the go there. Those donuts with the custard in the middle are divine. Love those. I'm not going to go and take a picture. You'll think I want to buy one. I do want to buy one, but I better not. Very wet up in those, and very low cloud as well up in those hills today. quite a lot of renovation work going on at this time of year, which obviously is expected, and wafts of fresh paint every now and then. Some guys just behind me there are giving the beach bar a spruce up for summer. This one looks like it's been here quite a long time. Oh, it's got paint on it. I was going to say it's got kind of mould growing on it. It's mould. It's paint. It's quite clever. One thing I've really noticed walking along here on such an inclement day, and also of course a very quiet time of year with few people about, is how much of the wildlife you can hear. I can hear the birds, and well, birds mostly, seagulls and so on, like the little like budgies or little parakeets flying around, and the sea. Whereas when you come at busier times of year, in the summertime, most of these bars and beach bars have got music playing, there's lots of people, lots of talking and so on. You don't hear all of that, so yeah, it's really noticeable today, but it's quite exceptional circumstances in some ways. It's such a quiet time of year, a few people about, and pouring with rain still. I was just beginning to notice it sort of dying down slightly just back there, and just as I was about to say that, it started raining harder again, so you sort of get the feeling this might be in for the day. According to the weather app I was looking at, it just showed us light showers, sunshine and light showers, but there's definitely no sign of any sunshine at the moment. As I say, don't let this put you off coming to this part of Spain, please. It's normally scorching hot and glorious sunshine, and you never see a cloud, except today. You'd ever think to use a fish as a dustbin? Fantastic. Right, it's right, I'm going out to a sign here. It says Torremolinos Termino Municipal. Is that the end of Torremolinos? So we must be arriving in Benalmádena. I think that next sign further up will, so yes, indeed, that's what that's saying. So, right, so we've got to part 2. I'm going to have to literally take a rain check here because it is absolutely chucking it down now. So I'm going to find somewhere dry to go and have a coffee and what have you, and I'll carry on as soon as the weather's not quite so inclement. Sunny Spain? Gotta be joking. Everything will smell absolutely gorgeous later on when the sun comes out and the plants have got hold of all this water. Little stream. Yep, we've now... That's welcome to Torremolinos if you're going back that way, and welcome to Benalmádena. I'm going to walk round to the port, which is just over there by the Ferris wheel, and find somewhere to go and sit and have a coffee. So when you're out on walks and you just spot things as you're going along, sometimes you just get held up in a particular place due to inclement weather, or it's too hot, or you need a rest. And you see a sign like that, fish spa. Now what's that going to be? Is that one of those places where you put your feet in water and little fishes come and nibble the skin off your feet? I've heard them called a fish spa before. Can't remember what I have heard them called, but not that. I'm just going to have a look. Ah, yeah, look, fish spa massage. It is actually closed at the moment. So that is where you will go if you wish to have little fish nibble at your feet. Poor old things wouldn't want to nibble at mine. Nice place, Benalmádena. It's obviously not looking at its best today, but I'm sure the sun will be out before too long. Certainly some nice smart shops along this area, one or two others that specialise in bargain stuff. There we go, €2 shop, which is the Eurozone equivalent to Poundland. Not sure what that is, but it looks like some sort of viewing platform. I'm not going up there today, if indeed you can get up there. Lots of signs advertising boat trips here, and Paddy, that's scuba diving. Get your with or without, get your certificate and all that sort of stuff, your licence. Happy hour cocktails, 2 for €15. Wow. Remember it was like 2 for 200 pesetas, which was £1 or just over £1. They don't know me well enough as the Sea Life, Benalmadena Sea Life. It's opened. I thought the rain was stopping then for a minute. It suddenly got harder again. Every time I even think it seems to start raining again. Nice place here. I have been once before, but I mean, I don't remember all of this. I don't know how new this is. Doesn't look particularly new. Maybe I just didn't come down to this part of the town. Well, in terms of just looking on Google Maps, just to get my bearings, in terms of this particular walk to Fuengirola, I'm approximately halfway at the moment, so I'm absolutely soaked through, so there's very little point in stopping now. I might as well carry on through, and then when I head back to my accommodation later, go in the swimming pool and get even wetter still. Apparently it's got a heated pool, so that'd be nice, and I'll soon be able to tell how heated it is or not by the number of people that are actually in it when I get back there. Hopefully the sun will have come out by then, or at least the rain stopped. I have to say, this part of Benalmadena just here that I'm now in, it's far more familiar to me than back there. There's a lot of boats moored up here, yachts. A few pounds worth. Actually, it's saying it's another 7 miles to Fuengirola train station from here. I think my Google Maps must have just had a little blip when I looked at it back there, and so I'm not sure I'm really going to make it that far today, because it's pretty grim unless the weather picks up fairly soon. I'm gonna keep going, as I say, I'm pretty damp as it is, and it's got to the point actually where I'm so wet now I don't really want to go in anywhere, because I'm just going to be dripping all over everything. As crazy as that may seem, I'm sort of better off out here. A single person in the sea today. Oh, what's the matter with everyone? Actually starting to see a lightening of the clouds from the direction they're coming in. Maybe even some sunshine shortly. Oh, I do love walking along a beach, particularly when there's not too many people about and when there's some nice big waves, or some waves, particularly big, but hearing those. I'll tell you a story of a friend of mine who, an English friend who was married to a Greek guy, and they lived in Greece, and every so often they would go to from their home to stay at a hotel by a beach, and he used to complain at night that the sound of the sea used to keep him awake. Unbelievable. I think it's one of the most relaxing sounds you can hear. If all you can hear outside is the sea, or indeed rain as well, rain on your window, it's just one of the most sleep-inducing and comforting things. And I quite often listen to rain or sea at night. There's so many apps that you can get now that play you that sort of thing to listen to, and it helps you just drift away and take yourself away to some beach. Say, the sound of the sea keeps me awake. Wow, that wouldn't keep me awake. Sound of people shouting keeps me awake. You know, the last few minutes the temperature's suddenly risen. I can just suddenly start to feel a rise. Well, it's certainly not chilly, but I'm hoping that this main cell of rain is passing through now, and it will just get back to be something a little bit like the light showers and sunshine that was promised. It's lovely along here, really nice. Great place to take a walk or a stroll. Be a bit slippy for jogging today, I think. You need some good running shoes with good grip on them, because the surface here isn't really designed for water. It's a lot less open up this end of Benalmádena. Obviously it's a lot quieter along here, but these places are like, they're probably not the best, but certainly sardines cooked by the beach, and I'm sure there's some lovely smells come out of that barbecue grill type boat thing there. €7.80 for sardines. Pulpito, that's pulpitos, that's octopus, beautiful. Yeah, there's quite a few of them along here, so as a rule, when there's lots of something, there tends to be fairly reasonable pricing, and the quality usually has to be reasonable too. So a bit of a trade-off sometimes. You're in a prime spot, but there's lots of competition, so depends how it's all worked. It's definitely brightening up. I can actually report, despite the fact everything is dripping wet now, that the rain has actually stopped. And the brollies have gone down. So with a bit of luck, it'll stay a bit nicer now for the last, I don't know, 10 kilometres to Fuengirola. Certainly going to be ready for some lunch once I get there. Oh, barbecued fish, beautiful. I bet the smells along here are amazing when they're all open. You see that really heavy rain and cloud moving away over there, how dark it looks. Building that red thing that looks like a bit like a castle probably seemed like a good idea at the time. Is it a mosque? Well, sure, can't be. Surely not. Lots of little wooden stalls along here, not market stalls, that similar to the sort that you see in places like the Christmas markets and summer markets in Northern Europe. Costa Del Sol. Actually the tourist office, cultural centre, Costa Del Sol. Don't remember this either. Very useful little building that, bear that one in mind. It has it's got a toilet in there, which is quite handy because all the ones along the beach seem to be locked up at the moment. And having said that, there literally is only one, so I can imagine at a busy time of day or year is going to be a lot of people trying to use that. Saying that, the ones on the beaches probably will be open when it's more in season. Definitely brightening up now, and a few more people have ventured out from their accommodations. Zona del Bilbil. Lovely beach, look at that. Seems to be a big pick-up point for buses. Just at this roundabout, there's a Med Player hotel up there. Bus stops on both sides. I've just seen the open top, what do you call it, hop on hop off type bus go by as well. And there was somebody sat on the top deck, so there you go, proof it has actually stopped raining. And all of a sudden a lot of people have suddenly appeared, so I think a fair few must have decided to stay in and then enjoy a very long breakfast this morning. Just fools like me out in the pouring rain. Soon dry off now, it's quite a breeze blowing, you can probably hear that blowing across the microphone. A lot of sardine grills, barbecues along here, which gets my vote every time. I love sardines. Along the coast, a long way along the coast past Gibraltar and into Portugal, a place called Portimao, very famous for grilled sardines on the beach. And alone, crazy in the sea there. Although the sea, to be fair, is probably not that cold. It's got a wetsuit on and he's on a bodyboard or surfboard. And where's he gone? He's somewhere behind the wave. Oh, there you go. Is he going to get up? There he goes. Let's see if he manages it. Yes. Well done. Well done, that man. I have to say, this particular part of Benalmádena is not quite so great to walk along. I mean, you can kind of weave in and out along the beaches and so on down there, but mostly you need to be up here on the path, and you've got this fairly busy road to walk next to. It's okay. but I preferred it down on the promenade back there. Hopefully it will go back to being a bit of a promenade as we head on out of Benalmádena towards Fuengirola. It's hard to know where one place ends and the next one begins along here. Some of these beaches down there appear to be private as well, belonging to the hotels, or although there is there's the I might try and get down there actually. I'm not entirely sure how I've ended up here. I think there's some steps over there that take me back down to the lower level by the water, which would be much more preferable than breathing in these vehicle fumes. Not sure if this is going to go horribly wrong. I'll have to turn around and come back at some point. Instinct says you can walk along the seafront from here down that way a little bit. Google Maps seems to make me want to turn around, do a full 180 and go back up these steps, but we shall see. It does tend to try and send you the shortest route rather than the nicest route, so perhaps this is slightly longer. But if it's walking next to the water, then that's fine by me. Also finished by dark. That really heavy rain is long in the distance now. It's right over there. For the first time today, some blue skies. Not much yet, but that's a good start. This is probably as near to a deserted beach as you're going to find here. I'm just going to go and have a look at those white steps there, because if I can't go up them and get back up to the top, then I'll have to double back the way I just came. Because that footpath up there is closed off. I can see it's fenced off now down here. Ooh, stuck down a hole. I'm not entirely sure where that leads. It might lead up to, hopefully up to the road up the top where I've just come from. So, bit of a wasted trip. But then again, I sort of come to this nice little beach here. So. Certainly can't walk around those rocks. Definitely be asking for trouble. Just hope that this footpath leads up, is a public footpath and just doesn't lead up to some accommodation that I can't get into. Let's see, it looks okay actually. Landslide, danger, landslide risk, no trespassing. Right, so up here we go. Wow, that's a lot of steps. Back on the road that I didn't want to be on. Onwards, onwards we go. Come on out, you know you want to. Well, those very grey skies have fairly quickly blown away. And we've actually got some sunshine now. Just starting to feel the warmth of the sun now, which is nice. Drying out my shorts that are soaking wet, or were. And it's still a fairly cool breeze though, I have to say. Not quite down to t-shirt weather yet. But if the wind dies down and the sun stays out this afternoon, it should make for a nice afternoon. And look at the difference in the colour of the sea down there. I don't know if it's coming out on the camera, but suddenly we're back to nice blue and turquoises instead of grey. Lifts the spirits no end. It's Fuengirola in the distance, probably down to about 4 miles now, 7 kilometres approximately. Spirits are certainly lifted now, looking down on that glorious beach down there. Seas turned blue and the skies have turned blue and the sun's out, and it's about 16 or 17 Celsius now, so not a scorching hot day, but when I look at the weather back in the UK and in the northern extremities of Europe, trust me, this is warmer. Look at that, beautiful. Last couple of miles now into Fuengirola. So we're just, look at a glorious beach down there. We're just entering Fuengirola now. There's no real discernible beginning and end to any of these resort areas along the coast here. They just melt from one to the other really. There are signs, and here's big sign telling you that you're entering Fuengirola and exiting, I guess, Benalmádena. So I'll just take a little wander back now through the town, probably another 1.5 miles to go to reach the railway station. That's 2.5-3 kilometres, something like that, between here and the railway station. I know it's the railway line's just over there. I can see the tracks and the overhead power cables up there. So the sign telling you you've arrived. Is there a sign? Not really. Yeah, Benalmádena doesn't seem so keen on signs. So I'm just going to take a general walk along the front until I get to the point where I have to turn off towards the railway station and head back there. I'll conclude this fine walk today. Rather challenging conditions at times when the rain got really hard, but everything's great now. Even my shorts have dried off. Beautiful sunshine glistening off the sea. Look at that. Well, Google Maps seems to suggest the rest of the walk can be completed, or most of it, down by the waterfront and the beach. That's one thing you couldn't really do very much of in the Benalmádena part of it. Certainly Torremolinos you could, and now we've arrived in Fuengirola. We seem to be back down to a situation of having a proper promenade, because that road's quite busy back there, Lane Coastal Road. And so not ideal to walk along. What a difference an hour or so makes in the weather. A lot of relatively low-rise apartments here too. Which have got that real summery holiday feel about them. Probably got that holiday smell when you go inside them as well. Sort of mixture of sea and sun cream and that kind of thing. Brilliant. And the barbecue's open here. Fire going, got the wood burning there. €7. Absolutely smells lovely. Love the smell of burning wood. The prom closed off here, a bit of renovation work going on, but as I said before, it's the ideal time of year to make those repairs and get it all nice and pristine, ready for the summer, which I'm sure is what is happening here. Not many remnants left of all that rain earlier on. Everything's dried up nicely, including my clothing. My rucksack and the contents of it were pretty wet as well. It seems to have all dried up in this nice dry air now. Fabulous. What's all this? A lot of photographs here. And somebody knows what that's all about. Some nice photographs though, walking past here. I doubt I'll have any worthy of submitting. Wow, I'm going to take a look at these as I go along. Well, the sun is now over the yard arm, as they say, and the bars are starting to sell beer instead of coffee. Starting to cook those sardines. Been past a couple there and people inside eating, so that's good to see. I'm going to hold on for a while, otherwise I'll never get back from here. Good vibe going on down here. I like the vibe here in Fuengirola. One thing I've noticed, all of these little sardine barbecues, one's just coming up here, are all attached to restaurants right next door, and they're always on this side of the restaurant. If you're looking towards the beach and the sea, they'll be on the left-hand side, and I'm guessing that's because the prevailing wind comes from the other side of the building, so it offers a bit of protection and stops the fire burning too quickly with wind blowing into it. Just a guess, but every single one that I've seen so far has been exactly the same. Little barbecue, then building, and indeed right this moment I am walking straight into the wind. I'm thinking if they had the barbecue just here, it wouldn't be quite so effective. Pretty much in the centre of Fuengirola now, Playa San Francisco, and that's borne out by the fact there are so many more people about now. Obviously the weather is helping, dragged everyone out from their hotel rooms, and it's feeling pretty good down here now. And of course the list of different establishments to get something to eat increases massively here. A lot more stuff like Chinese, Indian takeaways, KFC, McDonald's, all that sort of stuff is here alongside the Spanish stuff as well. There's quite a lot of people about now. Magpie Cafe Bar. Fresh homemade food on the port. Italian over there as well. Yeah, there's pretty much everything you could ever wish to eat and drink in this area, and some nice beaches too. Not too far from the station now. Last few hundred metres, I'll be taking a right turn inwards up to the station fairly shortly. So that's it, off the seafront, and just up here about 400 metres is the railway station. I'll be jumping on the train back to La Colina and back to where I started this morning. So thanks for joining me on this walk. I know it's been a bit of a ramble and an amble, partly due to the weather earlier on, but the statistics on my phone at least are showing that that was around about 20 kilometres of walking. That's 12 miles, and I think if you did it in a more direct route than I did it, it'd probably be a bit less than that, but there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this little wander from La Colina, Torremolinos, through to here in Fuengirola. I'll be back with some more videos from Spain and other places very soon. Thank you for watching. Oh, and don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and all that stuff. You know the score. If you've got this far, thank you for being so patient. Cheers for now. Bye.